Hi there, and welcome back to another Dungeon Danger Devlog video. Today I'm gonna take you through another week of my progression. Um, so first things first, let me just get my player over here. I changed up the model for the sword and the shield, and this is from an asset pack, so it's not my model. Um, Let me just show you what I've made. So, as you can see, something's changed in the UI. I changed the icons for the coins, the potions, the keys, and also, as you can see, there's a little stamina bar over here, which is used for the shield. So if you hold down the right mouse button, you can pull out your shield and the stamina bar drains. At the moment, it's a little bit quick, but I can always change the rate later. So you can pull out your shield. At the moment you can't walk because I wasn't able to sync up the animation with the walking because I'm not using a humanoid avatar at the moment. I'm using a generic avatar, which makes it a little bit harder. Um, so for now, this is the way it works. Um, I also changed up the bad enemies. Um, yeah, it looks pretty similar. The only thing that changed is when you kill them, they fall to the ground, the animation stops, and it takes a little bit longer before before they drop their items after they completely die. I also changed the UI symbols with how the models actually look in the game. As you can see, there's also a new model for the potions, which are not in use yet. Um, and they are from the same asset pack as the sword and shield. Um, then the next thing that I noticed during the playtesting was some people tried out messing with the targeting system by targeting an object and then walking backwards. So I changed it so that when you get out of range, it either targets another object that's closer. So if I go here and do it like this, it automatically targets the closer object when you're out of range. And as you can see, if you switch between objects, it's not snapping anymore. It's a little bit smoother at the moment. That's the first thing. Another thing for which I have to change my player position is I made new enemies. So first thing I only had the bat enemy, and now I also have a, let's see, yeah, I have both of them enabled, so I can show you. I have a archer enemy and a warrior enemy, which is just two guys with the same model. One of them shoots and has a uh, targeting range that's a little bit further away, so he doesn't come close. And if you come near him, he walks away from you. At the moment, his animation is a little bit screwed up. And then this guy over here just has a sword, so you can hit him. For some reason, it's not doing any damage right now. What? Hello? And is this guy working? All right, so I have to take a look at that. For some reason, it's not working at the moment. It was before, but it will probably be a quick fix. It probably has something to do because I changed up the bet today. Um, so I think I'll take a look at that next week. And then one more thing that I started working on is the saving system. Um, so if I go back to this, I made a little start scene. Yeah, go ahead and save it. Um, it's just really basic for now. I'm gonna make it a little bit more pretty later. So at the start, you don't have a save file, so you can start the game, mess around a little bit, get some coins, because saving requires money. That's actually the only use for the coins at the moment. I might do something with the coins later, but in my design document, I only thought of yeah, buying save points. Um, for now, this box is your uh, save point. So if I come close, you can see it says 10 coins, but I only need one just for testing. If I press the action button, it says that the game is saved. It only saves the data like your player position, your uh, rotation, and the resources that you have at the moment. So um, if I go back to the title screen, now it says that I can continue my game, and it's gonna put me right back over here. So it's not gonna save your last point. Like if I go back now, it puts me at the last point where I saved. Only problem with this feature is that if I activate some stairs or kill some enemies or open doors and decide to save after that, so if I save again now and I quit, come back, the stairs are reset. So I have to fix it later. No big deal. I think I'll figure a way of doing that, figure out a way. Um, then I'm also working on this room and I've been thinking of some yeah, just some designs. I've not really, uh, I didn't really get around to um, making the new map already, but I've got some ideas of how to make it. I tried modeling it, but it didn't work out the first time, so I have to do that next week. Um, and one more thing that I added is multiple variants for the coin pickups. Just like in Zelda, I thought it would be a little bit easier to collect coins if I have different variants with different values. So the green one, just like in Zelda, only gives you 1 coin. Blue one gives you 5, and the red one, instead of 20, it gives you 10, because otherwise it would go really fast. It isn't really implemented yet. At the moment, I think it's the default is just the blue one. It's easy for testing because then I get a lot of coins. And then the potion, um, yeah, it works. It can be added to the inventory, but there's no way to use the potion at the moment. So I'm also gonna add that next week. So there's still a lot to do, but I'm pretty excited about the progression, especially the enemies. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to show you this time because the enemy didn't die, but trust me, they did before. So one more thing that I added in like the last 10 minutes of my workday um, is I'm starting on the behavior for the boss enemy, which is not really impressive at the moment because I just started out. Hello, come on. So like I showed in my first video, the final boss is going to be inspired by the Link to the Past, like a worm type with different segments. Let me go ahead and show you. So yeah, you have the head and then multiple segments that follow that point around. But as you can see, it's really sloppy at the moment. It doesn't really work. So I'm gonna start on that next week. And what I also did is a lot of just bug fixing and stuff that I got, the feedback that I got from the playtesting. So as you can see, my planning is a little bit more cleaned up at the moment. I fixed the player shield. Targeting system is completely done now because now it's not, it's first, if you target it, it would target the object closest to the center of the screen, um, which isn't really logical. I was following a tutorial which did it that way, but now I just give the player position and compare it with the uh, uh, transform positions of the targets in the list, and then it gets the closest to the player. As you can see, my player feedback, I have to build the tutorial, which is part of the new map, so I can't say that's done. Um, all these bugs have been fixed. Only things I didn't fix were these ones because I didn't really look into them. I didn't really get around to that. The save statue, I was able to do everything except for environmental things like the stairs and the doors, but I'll get around to that later. And then the enemies, as you can see, they're basically done. So the movement, the health, animation. Let me just deselect these ones because I noticed that they didn't work, and the model they work. Um, yeah, so that's about it. Um, this week I also dropped my mouse and I wanted to change the targeting button for PC because I'm still using the 1 and 2 buttons to switch targets and I want to do it with the mouse scroll. But unfortunately I dropped my mouse and my mouse scroll wheel doesn't work at the moment, so uh, I'll be doing that later. And next week I'll be working further on the game manager, on the boss fight, and I think the UI is also gonna be basically done. But I think I can keep that back here. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna be taking a lot of time to redesign all these areas. I can show you maybe the inspiration that I have for some of these things. Let me not expose my whole WhatsApp. So these are the things I'm inspired by, just like the some temple rooms, but this is more like an aesthetic thing. um, I thought maybe I could implement a design like this for a mini boss with like bats, because of course they can fly, and then it's a lot harder for the player to navigate this room, and the bats can just roam around. Um, I think you might have noticed that the main hall is inspired by, yeah, as you can see, it's actually the same map as the Forest Temple. So I'm gonna change this flat room, gonna change it out, make it a little bit more pretty. Um, that's why it's a little bit harder to model, because uh, I'm not that good at modeling yet, especially with Pro Builder, because Pro Builder is a lot harder to use than Blender. But I'm not making it in Blender because then I don't really have a sense of scale, because I really want to play around, walk around in these areas just to feel, and importing and exporting the files from Blender to Unity is a lot more of a hassle. This area that I've been working on out here is going to be inspired by this part. So it's going to be like an open roof, open room, with a little bit more green. Um, Same with this part, but then this part has a really big void. Um, yeah, I just got a lot of inspiration from this open air part, so the entire map doesn't feel really enclosed. And then stuff like this for maybe the mini boss, and maybe a hallway like this, just to yeah, give a little bit more space, just to make everything feel a lot bigger. I mean, not every room should have a purpose. Sometimes you just have a hallway uh, with some enemies, or just a stair like this. I mean, just some things to make the aesthetic look good. And this room I picked out because of like the tree models. I think that would look pretty good. Um, but I'll get around to modeling and designing all these things next week. So hopefully next week I can show you around, yeah, show you my progression, and hopefully I have a kind of a working map or a boss fight. We'll see by that time. So I'm really excited. Hope to see you next week. Bye bye.